Hello, and welcome back to the podcast, Hello to Healing. I'm one of your hosts, Michaela.
And I'm the other host, Michelle.
And today we are going to do a shorter episode about catalysts for change and how these little moments in life where they might not seem the best at times can actually put you in the place that you least expected, but ultimately it's for your better growth and self. While also we're going to emphasize a little bit about gratitude and how that can play a factor in embracing the change itself. So, Michelle, you want to kind of talk a little bit about what it looks like when you're going through kind of a change itself?
Well, we can respond to change in a lot of ways. It can be negative, in a sense of maybe you get angry, frustrated, upset, not sure which way to turn. Or you can put it in a different perspective, have a little bit more positive response to it. And I think for me, the easiest way to respond positively, have a positive outcome, is with gratitude. It changes how I see something, how I react to something. If I come from a perspective of being grateful. Sometimes situations happen to us for reasons we don't always know why, and you may be very upset with it. But if you come from the concept of, okay, let me look at this. What should I be grateful for in this situation? And to me, when you do that, um, you are going to be able to take the situation and make it a much more positive thing and actually be a catalyst for change,
Mhm.
and go forward. So that's kind of my perspective. I know for myself, especially this year, my whole thing has been I'm going to be grateful. I'm going to start out my day that way. I'm going to come and sit down and say, what am I grateful for? What are the things I'm grateful for? I'm grateful for my family. I am grateful for the opportunity to have the harmonic egg and show that to the world and bless people with it, knowing all the things it can do. I'm grateful for the home I have, the dogs that I have. So, and when you put yourself in that place, it just makes your heart bigger,
Yeah,
you
it
know?
raises
So
your
that's kind of where I'm at
vibration.
with that. You have things, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Your vibrational level goes much higher, which then is a catalyst for change. There's no way when you raise that vibration that you can't do something that will inspire you, will take you in a direction where you even love yourself more. So that's kind of where I've I'm at right now for 2024. So
Yeah. It reminds me of this book. I think I've mentioned it before, but it's called Ask It and It Is Given by Abraham Hicks. She's got a few other books too. And it talks about, we are energy. And when we have these thoughts that, are of a negative sense, of vibration, they will project towards our present and ultimately the future. And so when we hold that vibration of gratitude, or at least a better feeling thought than what we're internalizing now, right? So for me, experiencing in the past about just being kind of fearful of maybe about my travels or what's going to happen with certain visa situations, the better feeling thought would be focusing on what I can do in that moment and feeling gratitude for where I'm at now. And sometimes it's hard. It's actually impossible for you to jump from this fear or hatred to gratitude and absolute love and acceptance of everything. So in the book, it has something called an emotional scale. And in that scale, it shows you how you move up each step of the emotional scale, because jumping, it just doesn't work. Energy can't function in those ways. We have to raise our vibration. That's why it's called raising, because we're moving up, right? So that's one of the things that I can say is changing yourself has to start with coming up with that better feeling thought and also changing your focus. So when it comes to a catalyst for change, I think also to realize is sometimes in life we might feel negative or down or fearful because we experience events in our lives that maybe we didn't enjoy or we didn't like, and that we didn't want to experience something because it ultimately made us feel sad or upset or in a negative state than what we wanted. But we also have to realize is that in those moments that we experience that maybe they're not the best, there's always something that you can gain from it to alter what the end desire goal of what you're trying to achieve, right? So instead of example, if you're going to the gym and I don't know, you want to lose 20 pounds and you have a negative experience with going to the gym, right? It's one of those things to take that experience and to understand what is it I can gain from it that can better help me alter my desires to fit what I'm trying to create for the future self. So, do you have any
Absolutely.
to add to that?
Well, I think part of also what you're saying is we kind of have to train ourselves. We do. You know, you're talking about jumping from energy levels. It's a process, and you have to be patient with yourself. It's just like saying, "Oh yeah, just think positively about that." Well, sometimes it's not as easy as it seems. But if you train yourself to go into a space of being grateful, loving yourself, then you're going to raise that energy a little bit more. It becomes easier. It just becomes easier as you continue to go into that space. So I guess that's what I'm inviting people to do. Even if things don't look the best, we need to go into that space, especially being grateful, which then changes your mindset. And I know you are a mindset person. So that's very important that we do that. So I guess I'm just inviting people to try to go into that space for 2024 because there's so much out there that is being put upon us that makes us fearful.
Yeah. This,
There's just so much in our environment that's doing that. So we need not to respond out of fear. We need to try to go into a different space. So that's I guess that's where I'm heading.
yeah, it reminds me when you said, there's a lot of fear out there. The truth is fear can only exist if you allow it to exist within yourself and within your mind. If you take away that fear, it can no longer have power over you. It's a choice to exist in this energetic vibration of fear. And, what you said, it keeps getting better. What you're meaning by that is that when you're on this upper scale of vibration where you have a better feeling thought and then you feel this great sensation. Okay, I want to have another one. Want to have another one. It's kind of like
It's a
eating a,
contagious
it's
thing.
contagious. It's, if you eat like a cookie and then you're like, wow, that was a great cookie. I really want another one. And it's just consistently, it's a habit that you create, except obviously rather than eating cookies, raising your vibration and changing your thoughts. It's this really great experience, but it can also work the other way. It can go down, right? If you have a negative thought, the same thing. It can just, it's a constant flow. Where your thoughts go, the energy flows. So
Yeah,
giving that conscious, energetic attention to the thoughts you're having. Is this a good thought or a bad thought? And how to change that based off of your observation of your own thoughts. And that's one of the hardest things to do is that you filtering and listening with a conscious mind of what I'm actually saying to myself. What am I actually focusing on? And does it serve me in the direction that I want to go? Because everything is a vibrational match to what you're
I
trying to attract.
I think also what you're saying with that is awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Become aware of what your thoughts are. Don't be a victim to them. You do have a choice, and you absolutely can make them what you want. So I think
Exactly.
that that's right important.
Exactly. Well, just to kind of give someone some tools to do a little journaling, like I said in this book, I'd suggest checking it out. Asking It Is Given by Abraham Hicks, because in this book, it has 22 different emotional scales that it discuss more in depth. And in there, you can also find a specific chapter that resonates with you based on where you're feeling and where you're resonating with based off of reflection of your own life, right? And where you're at now. Because energetically, she has journaling that you can do and affirmations that will help raise your vibration slowly. So they're really great tools to utilize for that. But the biggest thing is, like you said, intentionality and being consciously aware of what am I thinking? What's going on? And the best way to know what you're thinking, if it's a hard time for you to catch yourself, journal it out. Start journaling your day. Start journaling what's actually going on within. Because at that moment, when you start to get in this mode of journaling, your thoughts are just flowing onto that page. And sometimes we don't even catch ourselves what we're thinking until you can reflect back in that journal and think, wow, okay, that's what I was going through. So, yeah. Do you have
Great
any other
tool.
tools? Do you have any other tools to add to that?
Well, we've talked about meditation, and I think that that's a very important thing. And I'm just going to say meditation in the sense of quiet time,
Mhm.
quieting ourselves, quieting our minds so that the real you can speak to you and just embrace and love you. So I think that those are another very important tool. And we said, like we said, it doesn't have to be a long length of time, but it should be something you do every day for
Mhm.
certain.
Yeah.
So it helps
Perfect.
you to love you. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Well, we're really glad that you tuned into our podcast today. And if you found this helpful, please check out our website at powerwithinwellness.com. We have a lot of great specials going on right now, 30%, 15% off of some of our distance healing sessions, as well as in-person sessions, as well as having emotion code sessions to really clear out those emotional blocks and energetic blocks. So if you really want to find out more, you can also email us at powerwithinwellness.com or at gmail.com. And we'd love to connect with you. So thanks again. And we'll
thank
talk to you.
you.
See you
All
next
right.
time. Bye.
Bye.